So I actually took a few days off of uploading, which felt pretty good. Thomas is such an incredibly dead and slow brand compared to most that people make videos on YouTube, so this month already has been a slow one. Thomas just becomes pretty stagnant and boring a lot of the time. But today I am excited to go over another season 6 episode. And yes, as a kid, I enjoyed this episode as well. But let's see how I feel after today's rewatch. Let's review Middle Engine. Now remember, I have said many times that Season 6 has many silly concepts for its episodes, but that it executes those concepts very well and makes those episodes very entertaining, such as Thomas and the Jet Engine. But Middle Engine is not one of those episodes. So the episode starts off the same as every Season 6 episode. Man, I love those Season 6 sets, whether it's the Viaduct or even Callan Station. But already, we have a problem.
But none of them likes being a middle engine. It's no fun being stuck in the middle.
No engine likes being a middle engine. They establish this as if it's a normal daily occurrence. Like, oh boy, who's going to be tricked into being a middle engine again? Sir Topham Hatt, get your railway under control. This should never be happening. Because it's literally a result of Arry and Bert being bored and being idiots.
Little green piggy in the middle, Arry teased.
Arry and Bert really took a step down after their introduction in Season 5. But, to be fair, Alec Baldwin's incredible Season 5 narration really helped that out.
But before he knew it, he was stuck in the middle. Oh, bother, chuffed Percy crossly.
Percy's driver was cross, yet left the yard anyway. Why not go and tell the yard manager, who then can phone Sir Topham Hatt? Then, Sir Topham Hatt could end Arry and Bert's tricks immediately, which he already should have done. This is just flat out dangerous. Man, I always love seeing James.
It's Slow Coach Percy, James laughed. You wouldn't be laughing if you were stuck in the middle.
Now here is a scene that I loved as a kid, but watching it back, it really makes no sense. First off though, this tipper is pretty cool. The driver and fireman step out of Percy, then Henry arrives to pick up coal. How does Henry not see Percy?
Henry arrived to pick up coal. He bumped into the trucks and the trucks bumped into Percy.
It looks as if Henry only bumps 3 trucks, so there's no way Percy is not easily visible, especially to Henry's driver, who should be looking backwards as Henry is going backwards. Percy gets hoisted up and tipped over as if he is a coal truck.
After Percy was lowered back onto the ground, the manager was very cross. You have caused confusion and delay, he said.
In this shot, we see Henry has 3 coal trucks. There's zero reason as to why this situation should have happened. The Fat Controller scolds Percy.
I'm very disappointed in you, Percy, he said. You know it's against the rules to go on the tipper's loading ramp.
But then Percy says it's the diesel's fault for him being on the loading ramp.
It's because those diesels made me a middle engine. Nevertheless, you will shunt trucks in the yard until I can get to the bottom of this.
Percy, do you not remember Henry ramming into the trucks that pushed you onto the ramp? Already, this episode is a mess.
I could handle those diesels with bent buffers and a busted boiler. Then you will do Percy's run to the smelter.
What's most annoying is that the Fat Controller now for sure knows that Arry and Bert make the engines a middle engine. So why wouldn't he immediately go and end their nonsense? So Arry and Bert, you guessed it, make James a middle engine. What the hell are the workmen doing here? How do they let this happen every single day without telling the yard manager or Sir Topham Hatt? James refuses to move, and so Percy is sent to collect him along with his train. What really should have happened is that the Fat Controller should have been on board Percy and ended Arry and Bert's games. That's how I would have wrote it.
I am not a middle engine, and I'm not moving. And he didn't.
I do love this shot, though. And this shot, just gorgeous. So Percy gets back at James for teasing him earlier in the episode as James lets off steam embarrassed. So that's the episode. I didn't have as much to say about this one simply because it's poorly written. Sir Topham Hatt does absolutely nothing in this episode, knowing Arry and Bert are making the engines a middle engine, which is just reckless and dangerous. And the fact that being a middle engine is a normal occurrence is really dumb. The scene with Henry, Percy, and the loading ramp was not well done either. Henry or his driver should have easily seen Percy, bumping only 3 coal trucks. They clearly wanted Percy to be tipped over in this episode for this specific scene, but how they accomplished that was not very good. Middle Engine for me is an episode that I almost will never rewatch. If I'm watching season 6 as a whole, I'll just let it play and I will watch it, but I will not go out of my way to search it up and rewatch it. It's definitely hard to get through, but there are some good shots in this episode.
Henry arrived to pick up coal. He bumped into the trucks, and the trucks bumped into Percy.
But that's about it. Let me know how you feel about this episode down below.